sagliette, tu sai adò stu cuore ingrato chiudi spiette, fa meno un po', adò lo fuoco coce ma si fuie e lascia sta, e non te corri appresso, non te struie sulla guarda. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Curicula, curicula. Coppa, yamma, ya. Curicula. Se ne saluta e se ne saluta la capotia. E chiuta, poi tornata, poi venuta, sta sempre qua. La capa botta, botta, torna, attorno a te. Il cuore canta sempre noi da tuorno, sposammo in lei. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula, funicula. Coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula. Coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula. Funicula, coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula. Ai sera navine me le sagliette, tu sai adò stu cuore ingrato chiudi spiette, fa meno un po', adò lo fuoco coce ma si fuie e lascia sta, e non te corri appresso, non te struie sulla guarda. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Curicula. Coppa, yamma, ya. Curicula. Se ne saluta e se ne saluta la capotia. E chiuta, poi tornata, poi venuta, sta sempre qua. La capa botta, botta, torna, attorno a te. Il cuore canta sempre noi da tuorno, sposammo in lei. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula. Coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Yamma, yamma, coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula. Coppa, yamma, ya. Funicula.
we are. Ravioli for Randy, episode 2. I got my buddy Joey Royale with me. We're gonna
In
talk.
the house. How you doing, everybody?
May your
Good to
pastas
see you,
be
Neon Lord.
flowing. Yeah, you too, Joey. So we're gonna.
Cheers. A little Old
Oh yeah.
Spice keeps you fresh.
Oh yeah. We're gonna talk a little RPG, a little bit, and then we're gonna get right into the movie list for the day of the long list of categories that we chose for each other to bring to the table and see what we got. So we last time 2 weeks ago we didn't have each other's like latest books, so we mailed them out. I got my copy of Weird Heroes, and you got the Neon Lords. This thing is
I have
dope.
not put this thing down. I
Oh,
have not put this thing down.
you just did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
know.
heavy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get sore arms. That thing's huge.
250 pages.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait. Like even my wife's excited for this. She was making her public access Weird Hero. That's why I was telling you
Awesome.
about doing like the clairvoyance, like
Yes.
remote viewing, like a remote viewing public access show. That'd be pretty funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, and like Lord Bloods, everything in it is like flavorful, like on the money for like public access. And then the
That's my son. That's my son right there.
oh, is
That's
it really?
that's Elvis.
Oh,
That's Elvis Royale. And I'll send you a link later on. But there is he did a music video. I did like a little Crampsy Link Ray kind of surf project
yeah.
in my basement, and we filmed the video in the local graveyard.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's he's the original Lord Blood. So we're
Yeah.
working back in time.
Okay. Very nice. I like it. And then we got the pizza pipes and pandemonium. Like
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
like
we
that
spoke
whole.
about that
Yeah,
last time.
yeah,
Yeah.
we hit that up. Yeah, it's really awesome, and I really want to play it. I'd love to play it on a stream. That would be insane.
Oh, I'd love to run a game. We'll get a crew of VIPs and we'll roll some dice and explore Fairhaven.
It reminds me of like Plan 9 from Outer Space, like all of those kooky characters like running around in a
Yeah.
graveyard with like plastic bats hanging from strings and stuff. But yeah, I love it. I can't wait.
Thanks, man.
And then the months, it's just mind blowing, like the amount of like creepiness and awesome. I know my buddy John who I asked for the other copy, he wants to get a hold of you to figure out how to get all the other months. So
Yeah, absolutely. I actually that extra one I sent you.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I put them all in there for him.
Yeah,
So it's
he
in
wants
September.
yeah, he's talking like so he could stay current.
So this is the cool thing, Neon Lord.
All right.
As if you own a copy,
Uh-huh.
so if I send you a copy, or if somebody tells you they're ordering a couple copies, I ask for everybody's address, because what I do is you automatically get put on a mailing list. So you
Gotcha.
and your friend will be getting something in February. And the February one, I'm very excited about, because I'm doing that with another friend I met on Instagram down in Australia, TPK Zine.
Yep.
You follow that page? Great guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
His name's Michael. And he said, I got some ideas, and he's got some artwork with his daughter. This one is about audio cassette tapes. And if you looked at January, there's a little bit of a teaser in the Lost and Found section about some missing audio tapes. So we're going to be exploring that a little bit. This is a real weird. This is more on the creepy side. They go from kind of funny to creepy. This one's definitely more like an analog horror kind of situation that he came up with. And there's going to be an audio file that's pretty disturbing. And once that comes out, we'll come back around the table and I'll tell you that some of the sources of the sound collage
Very cool.
that once you find out are pretty creepy.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited for that. We'll
And then you got this thing right here, man.
oh yeah.
And I told you right before the show started, not because you're my friend or because we're doing this, but this is one of my favorite role-playing games I have ever picked up. This is 250 pages, packed. There's not one free space in this.
No, there's not.
it reminds me of like books I used to have when I was a kid that you take on car rides.
Yeah.
Where you would read it. You would read it literally for 5 years. Anytime you got in the station wagon, you'd have your book. One was I had like a Reader's Digest, strange stories, amazing facts, or like Tomart's Guide to Action Figures. I always had a reference book with me, and this is going to be it. So I share my 2 copies with my son because this is right up his alley as well. So we got to get a game of this streaming sometime
absolutely.
too.
Yeah,
High quality.
I'm down. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. It's took a lot of work to get to that book.
Yep, I bet that is definitely a labor of love, but the quality is top notch.
What do you think of the soft cover? That's not bad.
This is beautiful. I mean, this is the texture, the quality. This is a sturdy book. You can open this thing right up and it's not going to split. But this is great, and I love I have the hard copy. It's actually upstairs in my son's room. He's looking at that tonight because I told him that we were going to be together. But I like having both.
Yeah.
You need both because the covers are different. Obviously the content is the same, but it's nice. Both very, very high quality. I like the feeling of this.
Yeah, I like the soft covers were kind of an afterthought because of PAX Unplugged. I didn't have copies of the hard ones yet because of the shortage.
Okay.
The shortage on hardcover materials. So they pushed me back till January. So I had nothing. So I had to scramble and get those made. But I'm pretty happy with the soft covers.
So this isn't something this beautiful is an afterthought. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, it was like, what am I gonna do? So I just jumped on. It's Mixam. That's a Mixam book.
Yeah. Mixam did WHPA.
Yeah, they're great. Everything.
The funny thing with Mixam and WHPA is I accidentally clicked on the wrong weight of the cover. It was supposed to be a little bit less. When I got them in the mail, I freaked out. I'm like, this is too heavy. This is too heavy. But it actually was a blessing in disguise because I can put that in a, whatever, the 8x5 mailer. And that thing is so tough. It's not going to bend too much in the mail. And it kind of goes along with the low budget aspect.
Well, so do you ever heard of there's a hacking freaking zine called Catch 22?
No, I have not heard of this.
So it was in the 90s. I used to buy it at our local skate shop. He sold them. And this is the same exact stock that they did for the cover.
Really?
Yep. So
All
this
right,
is
man.
like
All
actually
right.
like authentic, the most authentic personal zine I've seen, because Catch 22 was like hardcore, like typewriter Xerox, like with a heavy stock cover. And they were like that.
Oh, great. Okay, great. I got to look that up. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
My one of the greatest compliments I got on that is my friend Joe told me, he's like, this is just what I would find in my local laundromat. He said, you got it. I said, okay, that's good. Local laundromat quality. Excellent.
Hell yeah. Okay. So with that out of the way, we're going to get right down to because you could see in my video, I have my stack of movies already ready to go. Well, actually, I have one thing I wanted to talk to you about. I was at Walmart the other day, and this is a afterthought. So I don't know if you had them there, but they have these old movies with like holographic covers on them.
Ooh.
So I got a Kickboxer one. Oh, well, there you go. Kickboxer one.
There you go.
And then I already had Dread, but I mean, you can't go wrong with like, why is this not working for me? Like,
I see it. I can see it pretty good where I am.
Perfect.
Yeah, I see the foil.
Yeah.
So what are these going? What are these going for?
It was 7 for the Blu-ray and 5 for the DVD. You can't beat it.
You can't beat that, man.
And like the covers were like super cool, and I was like, I had to grab them just to show them to you.
Absolutely.
And
I got it. I don't think I'll be going anywhere this weekend. You two are probably going to get hit with the storm, right?
Yep. We should be getting hit with the storm. But it's funny.
I'm going to check that out.
I hate to tell you this too, but the same day I got these, I found a faker from the Origins line at Walmart. I got the faker, the one I needed.
The folks that are watching us, Neon Lord and I are very hardcore Masters of the Universe fans, and we're both fans of the new classics, the Origins line, and that faker was delivered by Santa, but nowhere in Connecticut where I am have I found anything past maybe the first round. So I've been ordering some online. But
That's
wow, Faker in the Wild.
Faker in the Wild. It blows my mind that you haven't been able to find any.
No, it's been weird distribution around here.
All right. Oh, actually, I have another uh mention for you. Back to the Ninja City. If you ever seen New York Ninja,
Yes, yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet. I've been dying. I've been dying. Where'd you find that?
this is Vinegar Syndrome. Their release of
Okay.
it. I'm like, stop what you're doing. Look at this. The box on this,
Oh my
like, it
goodness.
pulls out. The DVD pulls out,
Oh,
and
my own.
yeah, the Tale of Two Ninjas book in it. It's like,
Get out of
yeah,
here.
look at this. Like, completely. I'm like awful at this with these 3D glasses.
Oh my goodness.
The works, Joey. The works. And then it comes down, slipcase, got the New York Ninja right there. Like, it's got the dual.
Oh my, it's the whole package. What is that? The original and then
So, New York Ninja, one of them's got to be Blu-ray.
okay.
So disc 2, feature film, documentary trailer, and then disc 2's additional special features. Because you know the story about this, right?
I just started to research it right after we had our last show.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I highly recommend going out, getting a copy. New York Ninja. You will not.
Now the soundtrack is by an awesome band. I have a couple of their records by Voyager, where the E is a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I'm going to be talking about them on the next pizza party. Some of the records they've done, because it's just great background music, especially for something like Neon Lords. Some really sick Carpenter style synth stuff.
Very awesome. I'll definitely check
Yeah.
them out. But yeah, I when I was compiling my data, I grabbed my New York Ninja copy because I was like, Joey needs it. So
Yep. I'll be taking a look at that. I'm going to be ordering that, my man. That's awesome. What a beautiful packaging
oh,
job too.
unbelievable. Vinegar Syndrome, like they are one of the best like DVD. I actually have another Vinegar Syndrome in the pile for one of the later categories, but yeah, they do a phenomenal job.
It's a wonderful time to be alive for us media
Cinephiles,
consumers.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. So, all right, so let's get right down to the first category, which
Okay.
is
So we're talking straight VHS Neon Lord,
okay.
right? Straight
Now it doesn't have to be VHS. Well,
Okay.
so I don't know. It was kind of up in the air, but it's more about. It doesn't have to be VHS, but because I have some that I don't have on VHS, and obviously like one of the things that won't be on VHS. I have some of them that I don't have the VHS for, but I have the DVDs. But yeah, so I guess yes and no. If that
Where do you source most? Have you ever? Well, let me say it this way. Obviously, you go online and eBay and all that. Have you ever hit a mother load or a find in the wild at a estate sale or
No.
yard sale or anything?
I've never been lucky when it comes to like thrift stores and all that. Most of my VHSs have been unfortunately online. Like that's like
Yeah.
I'm lucky in He-Man, unlucky in everything else, I guess.
We all have our strengths,
But
but that's what I'm going to start doing. I go to a lot of estate sales and stuff, and that's going to be on the list of stuff to look through now.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So, first category, I'm going to let you go first, but I'll tell it.
Okay.
So the first category is a movie cover that freaked you out as a kid.
And I think as I explored this one, I really went way back in the memory machine and unlocked some latent things I had forgotten about. So I'll just tell you the setup here. First place in town, I'm thinking this was like 85, 86. So I was 6, 7 years old. It was called Aspermac Video, just a small family run place. And the stock was low, but I remember it was weird because when you walked in, it's a Dunkin' Donuts now, and I could walk in there and tell you exactly where I saw this case. And it was, and I know it's one of your favorites too, it was Dawn of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was researching for this, I did some image searches and I realized it was a particular version of it that made a significant impact on me. And I can still feel that kind of fright that I had as a kid. It's the HBO Canon Video version of it. So it was in that it's the picture of, you know, the corpse that's on all the face that's on all the Dawn of the Dead boxes, and you know it's kind of the big one, but this was almost like a progression. I think there was like 3 or 4 pictures of that
Oh,
face.
okay. So I know the one. I pulled it up. So it's I can't think of his name in the movie, and it's like my favorite movie. But it's he's turning into a zombie. It's like when he gets bit,
Yes,
and then he's progressively turning into the zombie.
there was such a like mortuary funeral home aspect to it. Like I remember as a kid I was so scared and I felt bad for him at the same time. It really looked like a sick relative that you're watching pass away, and you see, you know, because before that it was a lot of like, all right, they just come out of the ground and this and that, but
Right.
that was so impactful to me that you see the transition from sick human to living dead. That one scared the hell out of me, especially with the colors, like the yellow, orange, green whole thing there. That was a big one, and it's tied with another one, and that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2,
Yeah,
where
that's funny.
oh
I was
where
gonna
they
put
got
that
they're
in
just
there.
kind of lounging and stuff like that.
Hmm.
As a kid, I couldn't imagine that was not real.
Right.
It looked the makeup and just the casual nature of it. That's one I didn't even want to touch for a long time. That one freaked me out so much.
That's
And
awesome.
then number 3, the runner up, that only in researching this it came back to my memory, and I've never seen the movie, but it was a early 80s film, The Stepfather. And on the cover there's a girl holding a dog, and there's this imposing shadow of a man with a kitchen knife behind her. And I think it was the juxtaposition of the cute dog with the looming shadow of the stepfather, which for a long time just made, every time I heard the word stepfather, I felt bad for the person because I could just think of that movie cover.
Oh,
Like,
yep.
oh my God, you got a stepfather? Watch out. You know, does he have access to kitchen knives? That one freaked me out. Are you seeing it?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta
So
take.
how about you?
Hold on 1 second. Gotta take those off.
Function over fashion.
Oh my god! But
It's a hard job.
can you see? They are Nightmare on Elm
Oh
Street.
yes. Of course. Always with a little panache there, Neon Lord.
Gotta have the finish. Okay, so I too have 3.
Yeah.
So my first one, my number 1. This is in the yeah. Okay, I'll do it in this chronological order. This one freaked me out as a kid.
I see it. I see it.
Oh, you know what it
That's
is?
that almost made the list, man.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because I mean,
Absolutely.
yes, right? Because it's like
Yes.
Santa Claus is like the bet, or like obviously like like it's not gonna hurt anybody, but he's coming out of the chimney with an axe.
Santa.
Freaked
Yes.
freaked me out so bad. This is a great movie though. Silent Night, Deadly Night's awesome. But yeah,
Can you turn over the back? Can you show me the back of it? Okay, cool. Because I remember, I thought I remembered there was also one at my movie store where you flipped it over and it scared me. There was a picture of a person with like a garbage bag over their head too.
that's Black Christmas.
Black Christmas. Okay, yes, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
But that cover, iconic. One of the greatest VHS covers
This
I have
is
ever seen. It tells you the whole story right there.
that's why it's number 1 on this first category. I had to start off with a
Well
banger.
done. Well, I kneel before you.
So-
Great job there, man.
So that okay, but you know it's funny too. You know the tagline for Black Christmas
What's that?
is if this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's because it's on too tight. It's like holy crap. Okay, so that was my number 1.
Beautiful.
So for my number 2, I actually have a different release, but I have a
Yep.
VHS of it. It is Faces of Death 2. Specifically, have you seen the original cover with the doctor silhouette?
Yes.
And then as we were talking about the progression, the guy's progressively getting like more deteriorated at the bottom of it.
It's on the list. It's on the list later on. It's on the list.
That's
later on.
hilarious. So
This is incredible, man.
this is
Incredible.
the Gorgon video release of
Gorgon,
that.
yeah, Gorgon.
But yeah, like, and then the warning label would scare me too. I know it's so stupid, but I mean,
No, it's not. You're speaking my language. That because that wasn't a thing.
right?
That wasn't a thing. Like, and this is beyond Mondo films. This is like the real deal. That's what, like, you couldn't go like that. I'm gonna date myself here, but like Rotten.com, that was
Yeah, man.
millions of eons away.
Yeah, it really was.
Our culture did not have free access to that kind of footage
Well, we did
that you could
Faces of
watch.
Death,
Well, before that, I'm saying that opened the door.
and well, I do have like the big clamshell Faces of Death,
Oh yes.
but
Oh my God.
these are just showpieces. I'll never watch this again. I mean, I've seen them as a kid, but
I can't watch him again. You know, I watched him once in I was terrified. We always watched him in the afternoon, like when somebody's mom ran out to the grocery store, because that was dangerous stuff. I remember we rented that, and it was like we were stealing a pack of cigarettes.
yeah, it's
Like,
it's
going up to the counter, like, and having the teenager say, "Okay, no problem." We're like, "Oh, I really wish he said no.
yeah. So
You can't go back."
my third one, I don't. Okay, so I. This is a controversy that's going on in my household right now. So my third one, I own it, but I
Yeah.
don't know where it is. Like I don't have it on VHS. I got the box set. Oh, you can
Yeah.
see this next one. Spoiler alert. Okay, so Sleepaway Camp 2 cover. It's got her with
Yeah.
the Jason mask and
Yes.
Freddy's glove coming out of the backpack. So
On
I
the-
was like, damn, if she's got both of those, she's obviously far superior than both of them combined. So she must be like the scariest movie ever made.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
But I have not seen that one yet.
The second
Does
Camp 2?
I haven't. That's on the list. That's on the list. That definitely came on the list. I was doing research for this. Does she wear? Is there any appearance of the mask and the glove in the movie?
No.
I didn't think so. I thought this was totally
It's
just for the mask.
it's purely to get people to rent the movie.
And that's the beauty of this.
Yeah.
That's why we're having this conversation.
Exactly. So I'm so upset that I don't have it to show it off because it was like that was like what that's actually the cover and the category that started this whole thing, and I don't even like I
Gotcha.
cannot find my Sleepaway Camp box set.
She's got like the jean shorts on. She's got like the cool, like almost like Farrah Fawcett brown hair. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to explore that this weekend during the snow, but an iconic VHS cover
Oh
for sure.
yeah. So okay, so that goes into our second category. Rental favorite.
Rental favorites.
I only got
Rental
one. I
favorite.
only brought one with me for this, but it's a
So
a
I got
doozy.
I got it. I'll just get this out of the way because I think there are some perennials that people of our age will always put in. Or I don't know. I'm speaking for myself here. But when I did this, I took out Goonies,
Right.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and Never Ending Story because those are just givens, I think those are probably the Mount Rushmore. They were, at least in my life. And Stand By Me when I was a little bit old. Those I can quote everyone. But what was your number one? And I'll share mine.
My number one, Toxic Avenger.
Yes. Yep.
This
Oh,
classic. This is like, so when did this come out? Like, I didn't see it like when it first came out, but I saw the cartoon way before.
yeah.
So then
yeah.
you're like, oh, it can't be that bad until you see them
That's
run.
borderline softcore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until they run over the head of a 12-year-old on a bicycle. But this
I wonder how many video stores got angry calls from parents after the Toxic Crusaders came out. And you know what's funny, Neon Lord? Every single video store I have ever been in had that video.
Absolutely.
The Trauma, for whatever their budget was, had extremely good distribution. You could find that. That was an iconic piece in almost every store you'd go into.
it's wild. It's everywhere. Every Trauma. Well, okay, so here's a funny story actually.
Yeah.
So it would be I don't remember the distribution company. I just had it in the tip of my tongue. So there was this place by my house called Little Joe's, like TV repair, VCR repair,
Yeah.
but they rented movies in the back. Um, regular movies. and they went out of business in the rental section of it. So they were selling clamshelled naked tapes for like maybe $2 a pop. And then I actually got Troma's War, Class of Nukem High, like a bunch of Troma tapes there, like naked tapes. Of course, they're long gone now, but like, and it was all the same. It was like media something, some
Yeah,
distribution
yeah,
company.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. I can see the logo in my
Yeah,
head.
it's like
Yeah.
Slant
Yes.
Sound. Yep, that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's the wonderful choice right there. Mine was, and I wonder if I could also put this under our number 10, but we'll get to that. But mine was the Complete Al, which is a Weird Al Yankovic faux biography, like documentary. And interviews with his parents and people he grew up with and his rise to fame and all that. But that was one that was particularly when I had the flu. I seemed to always get that one. It depended on what was the occasion for these rentals, but my constant day home from school rental was the Complete Al, the story of Weird Al Yankovic.
I have never even heard of it.
It's one of those, you know.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, and it's complete with EAT, the archaic spelling of it.
There it is, 85.
85. Wow.
Yep,
I remember renting that from Stop and Shop from the grocery store. They built a video rental place right in the front of the store
oh,
when
nice.
it all went down.
That's awesome.
The Complete Al.
Yeah, I definitely got to get my hands on a copy of that and watch it. It's funny too because I was gonna do Weird Al Lasagna as our introduction song. Eh,
He's coming on tour to my town in a theater here. So we if numbers are better, we might go check it out. His tour, see him in person.
So I have seen Weird Al live.
Nice.
In high school, I used to work. Um, this is gonna be an awful story, but I used to work. I used to work. What are they called? The lights and stuff. I can't think.
Yeah,
Spotlight.
yeah,
I
yeah.
used to work spotlights for a like a summer sound stage where like Styx came through, like Leonard
Wow.
Skinner, like all those, and I did, and Huey Lewis, and I did the spotlights, and the Village People were there, and Weird Al went through with the Running with Scissors tour,
Yep.
and then I didn't run the spotlights, but I watched from the side stage Weird Al.
I bet it was a great show. I hear he
Amazing.
puts on an amazing performance.
Every song he wears a different costume for it.
Yeah.
And it was,
Yep.
and that
That
was
dude's awesome.
bad or no fat there. That was the first tape I ever owned as a child.
That was your first cassette tape?
My first cassette.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. That's a classic, man. Even worse.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah. Weird Al even worse. Yep. Yeah. Hell yeah. That is awesome.
How about number 3? Overrated, but I love this one you came up with. Overrated, but amazing cover.
Yep. I got two for this one. They're technically, well, it's a sequel to it. Is the one and the sequel. There's more of the movies, unfortunately, but go ahead. Go
for it.
Oh, you want me to go?
Okay. Well, I'll say this. There's 2 here. One is that I haven't actually seen, so I can't really say if it's overrated, but I just amazing cover, probably overrated. Let's make an assumption here.
Okay.
Dead Pit.
Never even heard of it.
Yes, you have. You once you see the cover, you will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Is it VHS 89?
VHS. It's the one where you press the button. It's a 3D case. You press the button and the zombie
yeah.
go green.
Yep.
Never rented it. Never met anybody who's actually seen the movie. But I'm guessing if you have to put that much focus on the cover, the box art, you're probably selling me a lemon. But I am going to go check it out. But I remember we were talking last time we spoke about those kind of those really grab you in the video store, and I did like a Google search, like 3D horror movie box light up eyes. And there it was. I hadn't seen it in 30, 35 years, that box. Now, the actual movie that I saw, and I do feel bad saying this because it was a big part of my life as a kid. I actually got the original trilogy's posters from the video store. I asked the guy, and he would call me when they're done, and I put them up in my room. Puppet Master. I love the idea of living puppets and all that. The original cover was just that open puppet case with the original, 5 guys. Oh, this has got to be awesome. This has got to be awesome. Once again, we got some some young kid to rent it to us. Took it home, and it was a stinker, which stinks. Like I got the action figures, I had the posters, they were part of my room, and I had the comics, but when you actually sit down and watch the movie, I haven't gone back to it, but I remember 6th, 7th grade, I wasn't buying it. Might be sacrilegious to some. I know there's big Full Moon fans out there, but
Yeah, I like Puppet Master. I think it's fun. And you got Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world. I'm saying that I think my expectations based on the cover and the posters were not met in watching them.
No, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So so great covers. These are like some of my favorite covers of all time.
Sure.
So you got Night of the Demons.
Yes.
And
Beautiful.
Night of the Demons 2.
Ooh.
Phenomenal covers to awful movies. Especially 2. 2's my favorite. Like you got the
is 2 with the masks in the movie theater, or am I thinking about the wrong film? I saw it. There was one with the apartment building, right?
Mm-hmm. This is a church dance. Is the second one, and then the first one's the Halloween abandoned funeral parlor party.
Oh. Okay. I'm off track here. Yes. Okay. I am thinking. What is what's the movie with the demons where there's the ooze seeping through the apartment building? I think it's Italian.
Ooze?
Is it Night of the Demons?
Oh yes, Night of the Demons.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking about.
No,
yes.
This is Night of the Demons. That's Demons. That's the Lucio. I want to say Lucio Fulci.
I always get those confused.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I believe it's just called Demons. Yep, Demons 85. Yep.
So tell me about the ones that you just showed. What's the story there?
So basically they are like teenagers getting attacked by demonic forces. So like it still has that, teenager schlockiness to it. It's not like actually, it's funny bringing up teenagers. My movie for when we're done tonight, I have a double feature while I work. And speaking of schlocky covers, is the Slumber Party Massacre.
Drill.
Yeah.
The drill bit there.
Mm-hmm. So that's funny.
Well, I would check those. That cover though, that demon is scary.
Yeah.
That was burned into my head as a kid.
Yep. So these were actually also on my list for the first part because these scared me as a child as well. But Silent Night, Deadly Night takes the cake. Like.
Yep. That just resonates on so many levels.
Yeah, that's the epitome of VHS like fear for a child is the Silent Night.
Destroying all that is sacred.
Yep. Exactly. But
destroying all that is sacred.
I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad movies, but they're not anywhere near as good. Like Puppet Master, the covers are better than the movies by far. So.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, we are off to
some brain twin stuff going on.
Oh yeah. So we got modern classics. It would be for sure rental, but came out too late. I got 3 for mine. We might overlap on this.
This was an interesting one. I really had to think about this. Because to me, like the VHS rental is you're going to a store, you're spending time to something that you're taking home and sitting down for 2 hours.
Right.
It's not as disposable as it is now with streaming and all that. So I'm thinking, all right, 10-year-old Joey Royale going to the video store. Want to go back and forth? I'll give you one and you give me one because I got a couple too.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm going to go first with an obvious choice, and then we'll go from there. So my first one is Mandy.
Oh,
Like,
good choice, man.
like I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. And
It is. It seriously is. That is a talk about underrated.
oh, you think so? I think it's people love this movie, don't they?
Well, amongst normies.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
so
But
when like people come to my office, I work in a school, and like, hey, what'd you do this weekend?
yeah, you
And
can't.
I don't really come out and say it, but there's a couple of the the people that have lives outside of work that I kind of rap with a little bit. I said, Mandy, you got to see Mandy. Like
Mhm.
Mandy, and never. What is it? I said, Nick Cage at his finest. This is just the demons, everything about it. And to your point, as a rental, just imagine that on tape.
Oh, I know. I'm like really want to get a VHS copy. They're floating around. Like they've actually made them. Like the company. This is really actually hard to
Did they
find.
really?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's VHSs of it, but they're not like. It's really weird. Like Mandy is strange to find. I had to find like the metal case strange cover. This is like pretty much it. But it came with tattoos, so you got Cheddar Goblin
Get
tattoos.
out of here. Oh my God.
Yeah,
They know us, man.
yeah,
They know their demographic.
yeah. Definitely.
Great choice.
Thank you, thank you. All right, what's your first one?
My first one, and it's kind of based on seeing myself in at the time 10-year-old son. He's 11 now. I guess this was around when he was 9, but this is the first time I really saw him get into a movie and watch it repeatedly, like when he was outside of the toddler zone, when they just watch one movie and over again. But this is one that he actively would watch over and over again, and I saw myself in that, and that is Moonrise Kingdom.
Mm,
Wes Anderson,
yeah,
Moonrise Kingdom.
yep. That's a good
Just a
one.
great. I was always a sucker for coming of age slash little kid adventure movies, from the Explorers, Flight of the Navigator, stuff like Daryl. That's a whole other story, Daryl.
Yeah.
But that kind of thing I thought would be something I'd definitely be renting and escaping into an atmosphere like that. And then I thought the other one was the new Pee-wee movie. I thought the new Pee-wee movie picked up right on tone with Big Adventure.
Oh, I've never seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet with
No.
Manganiello and all? Oh man, I tell you, because Pee-wee was such a big part of myself growing up, and it's like, can you go back? Can he go back and do it again? And I'll tell you, I was very, very pleasantly surprised with the new Pee-wee. He was Pee-wee. It wasn't Paul Rubens going back to pretend he was Pee-wee. It was Pee-wee being Pee-wee.
Mm.
A really, really nice continuation of the character.
What's it on to watch?
I don't know.
Okay,
have
I'll
to
find
look
it.
that up.
I'll look it up. That's no
Yeah.
big deal. I didn't know if you knew off the
Yeah,
top of your head.
it was on Netflix for a while. It was up there for a while.
I
They
wonder
were
if
really
it was
pushing.
like a Netflix like original.
Now that you say that, I think you're right. I think it was through Netflix. But
Hmm.
just a cool another road trip movie with some good homages, pastiche like Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill, and some other stuff like that. With it just well done, I thought. But that's part of the Pee-wee story, and to me, Pee-wee was a big rental, so this would just go with the library.
Yeah, makes sense. Excellent
It
choice.
can't be Mandy though. I mean, you nailed it with Mandy. That's out of the park.
Nah, that's not even my number one though. That's not my number one. That was my
What's the
number three.
Oh,
Well, I got
okay, what's number 2?
number two. I got Psycho Gorman.
Okay, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Right on theme, man.
yeah.
Absolutely.
This movie is phenomenal. I love this. I could watch it. I could throw it on right now and watch it.
Yep.
This is classic, instant classic. Had to buy it. This is actually like the start of me rebuying like media was this one.
Yeah.
Because that cover, like, how can you go wrong with a foil cover? I'm a sucker for foils.
They were definitely on theme with that one. I don't know, maybe you'll understand, and some of the people that are with us, is they nailed neighborhood, like a neighborhood feel of kids playing. Those woods that they go through, it wasn't like deep enchanted forest. That's like, no, that's the neighborhood that leads to the Stop and Shop kind of, like, it was just, I don't know, though, that that neighborhood spoke to me. Those woods spoke to me.
Yeah,
I knew that place.
like
You know.
it's like 5 trees, and you think it's like
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It wasn't over the top. That's you played in a small little woods, and that's what the suburbs are. That
yeah.
was cool.
Highly. If nobody's seen it, go watch Psycho Gorman. You won't be disappointed. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
All right,
What's your number one?
you don't have that's it. I thought you had another one.
Well, okay, I had two. I had Moonrise Kingdom and New People, but if you want me to pull out now that we're having this, you've sparked this in me, and that would definitely be and of course now we forget the name of it. We talked about this last week. Um,
Turbo Kid.
yeah, Turbo Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another one that it's like near impossible to find on media, like actual media. The only I could never.
Mostly just exists in streaming.
Yeah, it's mostly streaming. I couldn't find it other than like some international like DVD releases. I'm pretty sure it got an American release, but it's like hard to find. I could not find it at a fairly decent price on Amazon, so I don't have a copy. But my number one copy I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Hobo with a Shotgun.
Oh, beautiful.
This is
Yeah.
like one of my favorite movies in the last 10 years. This
Yeah.
thing,
That's built for it.
yeah.
Yep.
Like I mean,
That's just built.
there's even a character like one of the monsters in Neon Lords is a hobo with a shotgun. Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
straight homage to it. Because I mean, Rutger Hauer at his greatest. This movie, nonstop, explosive action from the minute one to minute end. Like it's just a thrill ride. 90 minutes.
I'm adding it to the weekend watch list here.
86 minutes. It's lean. It's perfect. It's the perfect, like, 90 minutes is the perfect movie time.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
Die Hard nailed it.
Yep. I totally agree. I can't do the sprawling epics anymore. I like get to the point, show me some action, and let's move on.
Absolutely.
It's funny that these things are hard to find even in regular media because I mean the subject matter is there. It's these things are produced with us in mind. I think
Yeah, exactly.
Hobo retro feed.
Hobo's easy. Actually, they sell it at the dollar store.
Get out of here!
I
Really?
swear. Yeah. So actually,
I've heard there are weird things showing up in the dollar store
can
for
show you.
DVD.
Here, I actually have. So, all of Christmas, we went to Florida for Christmas because my in-laws live down there, and I actually just pulled. Of course, I dropped it. I went to like every Dollar Tree I could find, and I pulled a fat stack of movies from the dollar store. These are
Holy cow! What did you get?
so there is this one, Voodoo Apocalypse.
Whoa!
Yeah, this is at the dollar store. I haven't even opened it yet. Definitely one.
What is that? What year is that?
So this, I want to say it's like newer. 95 minutes. See, 2020.
The sweet spot.
It's got
Wow.
a guy in a luchador mask. It's definitely gonna get watched this weekend for sure. I'm gonna put it.
So you're saying Dollar Tree, the store,
Yeah.
the Dollar Tree?
Yeah,
team?
Dollar Trees. But I went to like a lot, and I dug
Yeah.
through like a lot of crap. Cabin Fever Patient
Yes.
Zero.
Oh, I didn't see Patient Zero. I
I've
just
never-
saw the original.
Yeah, original is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite
Yes,
movies.
it is.
So
Yep.
Cabin
Great one.
Patient Zero. This is a controversial one, as we just brought up. They had the Puppet Master remake.
Now, what is this?
I don't know. This is the first time I've seen it. It is a remake of the original Puppet Master.
They look great.
Yeah, so it's $1. Well, $1.25 now.
Yeah, right.
They've
yeah,
raised the
inflation.
prices.
That
Hammer
would look cool.
Hammer of the Gods for $1.25. This is like Vikings and stuff.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one, but man, this is pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, for Monster Brawl.
Oh man.
Yeah, for a buck, like you can't beat it. So like Collision, Legendary Monsters, Undead Ghouls, Extreme Sports, I guess. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It seems like there's like Dave Foley, Kevin Nash, Jimmy
Oh, all
Hart's
right.
Jimmy Hart's in it.
Jimmy Hart,
Yeah.
North of the South.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got to see. I got to go to the Dollar Tree.
So there's that one. I'll check this one too, and I'll see what they have here. This Trick or Treat, which is I don't even know. Whatever. Actually, Journey to the West is actually on my list to buy, and they had it at the dollar
Okay.
store. This is actually
right.
Stephen Chow made this one. He's the guy that did Kung Fu Hustle and
Yeah,
Shaolin
yeah, yeah,
Soccer.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
This is like one of his newer movies.
All right, cool.
I mean, like it looks like phenomenal.
yeah,
Highly recommend. And then I grabbed another copy of Anchorman unrated for $1 on Blu-ray.
that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, and then I actually got Wolf Cop and another Wolf Cop. But,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I've
yeah.
actually watched them, and they're in the other room. with the
All
rest
for
of-
$1 at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, well, that's like like $5 trees, but
Yeah, sure.
yeah, but it's still
Wow,
it's
that's really cool.
it's still the fun of like rifling through. But I mean, for every one gem, there's like 30 turds.
Stinkers, yeah, absolutely. But what warehouse is that coming from with that spread?
Oh,
you
and
know,
then like in the Facebook groups, these guys they pull gems after gem out of their Dollar Trees, and it's super jealous. I get super jealous.
all right, I'll keep an eye out, man. I gotta go there now. That's a mission.
Yeah, definitely. I'll look here too and see what they got because I haven't really checked. I haven't really checked ours here.
Did you get the Masters of the Universe minis from Dollar Tree? Did you find them?
Yeah, so I got
Yeah.
I got a set to mod and I got a set to play with at the table for Neon Lords.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, you got it. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Because they got those they're like an alien. Have you seen the dollar store like alien like GI Joes?
Got him.
Yeah.
My son bought him. I got him right away.
Yep, I got
Yeah,
them.
can I get him? Absolutely. And now they just came out with
like a vehicle.
another series. There's a dog. There's like a cyber dog now.
Oh, really?
And a couple of new guys. There's one guy, I think, they don't advertise it, but I saw through the side of the package, like he's got a normal face, and then you turn it around and he's got like he's all radiated.
Oh, I gotta find that one.
So they came out. That's really cool that they can create figures like that and sell them for $1 these days.
Mhm.
They're decent quality.
Oh, absolutely. I got a ton of them in a box to like mod up for like certain things, like kit bash them and everything.
Kit bash.
Yep.
Yep. I've been doing like not to get too much on a tangent, but I've been doing like turning Hot Wheels into Road Warrior cars and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. There's like a game that you can use those in.
Yeah, Car Wars
Yeah,
or something
Car
like
Wars.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got the idea. I saw somebody playing it at the comic book store in town, and I got the rules. I haven't played it, but my son and I just had fun, stripping the paint and making them look all rusty and adding guns to them.
I want to say that there's a YouTuber that did it too, like Creatures Caverns, and I don't know. I don't remember the name, which I feel bad because he definitely like shouted out the game, and I thank him in the book, but so it's in the book. I thank him.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Okay.
But he does stuff about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did cars. He's actually the Muscle Men, where he takes like the old Muscle Men and makes them. He makes them like Mutant Crawl Classics.
Okay, man, you lit a fire. I'm a huge Muscle Man fan.
Yeah, let me. I want to give him credit.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Creatures, Caverns, and Crafting on YouTube.
Creatures, Caverns, and Crafting.
Yep.
Creatures, Caverns, and Crafting.
You'll-
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
You always learn something.
You'll
these days.
definitely you're gonna rabbit hole that, and you're gonna watch all his videos because most of the stuff he does is post-apocalyptic, like
Yep,
and stuff like that. So it's right up our alley.
very cool.
Okay, so going down the list, underrated, modern classic. Okay, we did that. Underrated classic.
Underrated classics. This was a great one. Great one to explore.
What you got?
All right, I got 3. I had 2, and then I had a burst in the middle of the night. I woke up like, holy cow! I completely forgot about this one. So I'll start with that one. Matinee.
Matinee. Oh yeah, that's
You know what I'm talking
that's
about?
the one. John Goodman, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep,
where he's
I
like
remember.
That's like the schlocky stuff they used to do in the movie theaters,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
smell-o-vision and all that stuff.
yeah. Like there's the Tingler,
Yep.
like a lot of Corman stuff, where like the seat would do that, or they'd have somebody come out and chase you around. Which I remember going to see Congo, and a guy in an ape suit came out. The theater actually had a guy in an ape suit come out and chase people around. I thought that was cool. But Matinee, that was like that was a cool one. To me, that's just that was a place and time too, where there was this like, it was a small little trail during the time, but there was like this kind of 50s appreciation, 50s, 60s weird sci-fi appreciation around that time.
Yeah.
But Matinee, Matinee and popcorn.
Popcorn.
Buy a bag,
popcorn.
come home in a box.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
just the
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Those two I remember around the same time watching those.
well, popcorn has like that iconic VHS rental cover too, like chopping mall. It's kind of like
Chopping Mall.
yeah.
That was going to be on the list. Absolutely. For Chopping Mall, to me, I think I'll change my mind though on that one. Like that was going to be under my overrated amazing cover. There is something very good about how bad that is.
What, the movie itself?
Yes.
Oh, it's a great movie. I like it.
I love it now.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I'm like, oh, come on. But I watched it last year, and it was great. The scenes, the scenery, the lighting, everything. I'm back on that one.
All right.
So Matinee and popcorn. Here's two big ones. I'm gonna do my number 2, Fade to Black. You ever seen Fade to Black? This one I actually saw on VHS, and I think it could have been one of the last movies I rented from a non-blockbuster. It was one of the last movies I think I rented from a mom and pop.
1980.
Yeah, it's a weird ass movie. It's this kid. He's like a teenager nerd, always bullied, and he's obsessed with movies.
Yep, I've seen the cover. Like he's got.
Yeah.
Yep. I know about that.
Yeah, it's like that the cover where he's like he's painted half in white vampire makeup.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks like Peter Murphy from Bauhaus, but he takes on, he's obsessed with movies, so he dresses up like movie monsters, classic Universal movie monsters, and goes on killing sprees.
Yeah,
that's a weird one.
I gotta watch.
And then my number 1, underrated amongst, once again, people kind of outside of our circle, Tourist Trap.
Tourist Trap.
Oh boy.
It's very
70s jump scare, mannequins galore, side of the road, dirty place.
Oh,
weird.
Yeah. I had to see the cover. Yep.
Yeah.
That's another iconic
Great cover too, by the way.
Yeah.
Great cover though.
That's
like that movie scared the living daylights out of me. The amount of well done jump scares of mannequins popping out, just it's disturbing enough when you have these eyeless or open mouth mannequins, but when they trigger and they jump out of a closet and all that, I thought that was just a really well done, good Saturday afternoon horror movie. How about you?
Okay, well, real quick. So Matinee, we talked about like all the effects. Didn't like House on Haunted Hill? Didn't they like pull a skeleton out, or like they showed like a skeleton behind the screen or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was for a while. I really wanted to do a spook show, like a 1950s spook show, where you show like in a theater, you show the horror movie. You have Frankenstein come out and fight Wolfman in this crowd. You have that kind of stuff, going on. The skeletons flying around. Your seats getting zapped. So, yep. That was one of them too.
It's funny because in Neon Lords, like there's all the different types of vision, and smell-o-vision you can get, like, and you could see like the smells and stuff. Like that's like one of the curses, or like it could help you. Like,
so when I think it was, I might be wrong here, but I think it was when Polyester came out. John Waters, you would get a scratch and sniff card. So it's like filmed in smell-o-vision. and there would be like a number that would show up in the corner of the screen on the film reel, and you were supposed to scratch it and like smell garbage or something like that.
That's
I
awesome.
thought that was a cool idea. Yep,
Yeah, I love all that stuff.
definitely.
Talk about like 3D glasses and schlock.
I got a barf bag from Mark of the Devil.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
So how about you?
underrated
Underrated classics. I'm excited to hear your take on this.
Mac and Me.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
a
Beautiful, beautiful, man. I almost that was my wife and I. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing this list." And she goes, "Is Mac and Me anywhere on the list?" She's a huge fan of Mac and Me.
So there you go. It's an hour and a half McDonald's commercial.
The McKids clothing line.
Yeah,
They're all wearing the McKids clothing. But it's a good movie. I
Oh.
remember renting that a lot. That's a nice
it's
film.
phenomenal. It is.
Yep.
It is a phenomenal, phenomenal movie. Everything about it. I love this movie. I
Yep,
watch it all the
totally
time.
agree. I'll come out and say it. Mac and Me is a great movie.
Mac,
Mac and Me is a wonderful movie.
I just
That
feel
is
like
that has withstood the test of time.
it's definitely underrated in the outside circles for sure.
Yep. Yep. That's a great choice right there, man. That's just a good film.
It is a good one. So let's see. Let me go.
This next one's tough.
Yeah. So this one was hard. This one was actually the hardest one to find something for when like thinking about it because it's like, well, I mean, realistically, like everything on the list could technically be in this category, but
Yeah, go ahead.
that's why I like them for the most part. But then again, what are we talking about? Aging, not aging well. So my pick, I don't know. I phoned this one in honestly. So let me. So it is um favorite that didn't age well. Yeah, I don't know if I said it. So
Yeah, favorite film that didn't age well.
yeah. So what you got?
Okay, so this came into my head. This category came into my head because probably like you, I'm exposing my kids to some classics that I experienced during when I was their age. So we've had some great hits. Flight of the Navigator was a huge hit. My daughter and son both loved it. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, that kind of stuff. And then I started to get into, and this is tough for me to talk about because this was a big one for me as a kid. But watching it as a dad now and watching as through a different lens and a little bit older, it did not age well for creep factor reasons. And that is Little Monsters.
It's funny you bring that up because I just watched it. Like, I'm down here fulfilling Kickstarters and stuff. I'm always throwing movies in. And we were at Walmart and they had it on Blu-ray and I picked it up and I just watched it. Yeah, that movie 1,000% did not age well. I actually in the morning I was telling my wife like
Yeah.
I was like, this is not like good at all anymore. But it's good. It's scary as hell though, still.
It is. But like the difference between there's a huge difference in kids movies then and kids movies now.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm watching it with my kids and believe me, I'm not like I'm my kids, we expose them to a lot of stuff. Like we don't pull a lot of punches and all that. We're not helicopter parents like that. But watching that movie and like they're sneaking into people's houses and watching them sleep.
Yeah.
His crush. He's the amount of like it was unsettling. And then like the 80s had a way with certain insults that were thrown around pretty easy.
Yep.
In kids movies where my kids are like, they can hear swears, but when it's like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When it's not, when it's like, oh my God, how did we make it out? I don't know. It was just crazy. But the creep factor of like, there's like a drink and pee scene.
Yep.
Doesn't he drink
Yeah,
pee or something? Like
drinks
he
the
pees
piss.
in some guys. What?
Yeah, he pees in the apple juice.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
The poor little brother gets blamed and screamed at by the parents.
The
Like they're
dad is
worthless.
awful in that movie.
The dad is awful in that movie.
And they
Horrible.
get a divorce too halfway through the movie.
Oh my God, I forgot about that part. My kids are watching it. They're like, Dad, you watch this is a kids movie?
Yeah, it's like
And I looked at my wife. I said, do you remember it being like this? She goes, absolutely not. She goes, if so, we would have waited till they were a little bit older. But yeah, it's funny. That's the way that one didn't age well. That and just in terms of correctness and Revenge of the Nerds.
yeah,
I still love it,
yeah,
but that's like, whoa.
yeah. Revenge of the Nerds. Is
I won't
pretty
go
bad.
deep into anything else there, but I'll just say this: Revenge of the Nerds. Going back and seeing that one, I was like, holy cow!
Yeah, the old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo, nail on the head, brother.
Yeah, like yeah.
Everything else is like, okay, 80s kind of goofball stuff, National Lampoon guys, but the switcheroo, you can't go back from that. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, bringing up like going back and like just watching all these old movies like all the time and stuff. Like the Little Monsters like derogatory term is used like way more than I remember.
Homophobic slur.
Yeah,
Let's call it.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Homophobic slur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Man, just tossing it around.
it's crazy. But anyway, yeah. So mine didn't age well due to the actor involved.
Yeah.
So I picked Suburban Commando.
Oh
That's
my God.
Didn't age well. Awesome movie. I love it. But the Hulkster, man, he just went down a rabbit hole that see like like there's a big wrestling theme in Neon Lords, and so like unfortunately the Hulkster might be omitted from the game. I don't know yet.
What a fall.
Yeah,
What a tremendous fall. That guy, number one American hero for years.
yeah.
He made you feel good. It was like you loved him. I remember loving him and being just the whole thing. And to see that transformation into a dirtbag, just a gross. But Suburban Commando, I remember. What was the other one? Suburban Commando and
Thunder Bay.
No, when he was the babysitter.
The nanny, right?
Was it the nanny? With Fran Drescher? No.
Hulk Hogan movies. Let's see. Well, he did. Yeah, Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Nanny.
Yes.
Mr. Nanny. It's funny. It's funny we bring this up today. My kids were like looking at me like I was nuts, but I was singing, I don't want to go to school. There's a soundtrack to that where it's like this anti-school song that always comes in my head when I go to work sometimes. But yeah, Suburban Commando, that alien was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. Like the suit, like everything about it is great, but then like I mean Hulk Hogan, like can't.
It's funny you bring that up because what almost made this too, I didn't even want to get into. I don't want to get too dark, but Leonard Part 6.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. That definitely is a good one. So, all right. So let's jump right into the next one.
Yeah, let's get out of this one. This one's bad. I'm sorry. I came up with this one, everybody. I'll admit it.
Well, no. So it's like we were saying, like didn't age well could have also meant like effects wise or like something that like you thought it was really really good as a kid, like Thundercats and He-Man we were talking about last time. Showing them to the kids now and it's like, man, these aren't good at all.
I know. I listen, I'm glad you said it before because I feel the same way. I've been kind of getting back into that and my son's like, I just can't, man. I just can't.
Yeah, no wonder like everyone's like, oh, why don't my kids like the shows I liked as a kid? It's like because they sucked.
Yeah, they weren't good. They weren't good.
Yeah, there's no two ways around it. But I still watch them because it's still cool to me. But
absolutely, yeah.
So okay, so most nightmare-inducing rental, like gave you literal nightmares. So what you got for me, Joey?
So I got it. There's a couple here. So we can go back and forth. I'll just start with my number one, just sheer terror that haunted me for years, but actually got me interested and involved in some other stuff is Todd Browning's Freaks.
Okay.
My
Yep.
my father rented it for me. He's like, you got to see this movie. I was 7, like I was young, and my wife actually had a similar experience. Her dad brought it home, and she was really young. The beginning scene where the sideshow people, that they're being led through the like woods, like they're by this grove, and somebody's playing like a flute, and they just all come marching out, and you just see them in all their glory.
Hmm.
And for a 7-year-old, uh, to see it wasn't so much their physical aspect, it was just the whole thing, this kind of weird phantasmic flute, the graininess of the film, and then just I didn't know what I was seeing. I didn't know, and then to know that this is real.
Yep.
At that point, I'm just like, that just completely blew my mind.
The
But that eventually, once again, as I've said before in some other things, the things that scare me are the things that drive me and keep me interested in stuff. And down the road, I became obsessed with the history of sideshow performers. And when I was living in New York and I knew I was moving home, I gave my career 2 weeks, and I spent those 2 weeks, my last 2 weeks before I moved back home in Coney Island at the sideshow, just hanging out there and getting to know the performers. And I was before I left, I got hired as the outside talker and got to actually be part of it. And that's like the full circle from my first exposure to Todd Browning's Freaks to being an actual performer in the sideshow. Just for a day, I still have the paycheck, but that fear had a significant impact on a trajectory in my life.
Yeah, my wife spoiled one of my in the chat. She spoiled one of
What
my.
is it?
So
I can't see the chat.
yeah. So Flight of the Navigator is on my list. Like the I actually we watched it last night. I was showing her because I don't think she acted like she never saw it. I don't think she saw it or not. But I was like showing her the part while we watched it. But I was explaining the part when he wakes up. Well, like there's the blip in time where he wakes up like what, like
Oh,
10 years, and he goes
yes.
to his house. And,
Oh my God. I got literal goosebumps right
yes,
now.
because
Absolutely,
it's the
man.
scariest thing
Absolutely.
in the world. Like he goes to what he thought was his house. There's strangers in it. He goes to his room. There's nothing's the same. Like to him, it was only like a 3 minutes, like a 3 minute
Oh,
blip, and it ends up being like 12 years or whatever it is. And then his parents are old. His little brother's like, like way older than him now. So like just
I'm getting misty eyed. I'm getting misty eyed. Like you're right. And we watched it like 2 or 3 weeks ago as a family. Imagine that as a kid.
yeah,
It's horrible.
it's the worst. It's literally the worst thing as a child to
It's
think.
worse. It's worse than death.
Yep.
It's worse than death.
And then he drops to his knees and like asking, like crying for his mom.
Oh,
You know,
Brian, well done.
heart
Well
wrenching.
done.
Even though she spoiled it for everyone else, but my second choice is still good. It's definitely Nightmare Fuel. But Little Monsters could be on there too, though, for that because
Yeah,
that
that was
movie
pretty creepy.
is super creepy.
What's your number 2?
So my number 2 is Ernest Scared Stupid. The
Oh, really?
Have you seen the trolls in this?
Yes, I have.
They are
Yes, absolutely.
very, 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 very scary.
That you're right. That is pretty freaky.
Yeah, scared
That
me.
is pretty.
Scared me as a child. Like, definitely traumatized me. And like,
Uh, one that got me good, and I'm guessing this was on USA, probably with Commander USA. Do you remember Commander USA?
mm-mm. Commander.
Commander USA was a host of Commander USA's Groovy Movies. So Saturday afternoons for some time, he was a horror host on USA.
Okay. Oh yeah. Holy crap, that's unlocking a
So,
memory.
yeah, so just so you know, a little behind the scenes action. That picture on the back of WHPA,
Yeah,
that's his co-host Lefty. His left hand that he would take a cigar and make the face on it every time. So that's a tribute to him.
that's awesome.
So this one was on there, and it was The Video Dead.
The Video Dead. Yes.
The Video Dead. And it was one scene in particular, and it stayed with me the whole time. This is a movie that I've only gently revisited because I want to keep the magic and the terror that I experienced as a kid, you know, so I'm trying to keep that in a box, in a vacuum. And it's there's a scene on a TV of a bride and groom zombie walking through a wood, like, and it's a once again, one of those woods behind the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And then very soon after that, they come through the actual TV screen. And that breaking of the wall scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah.
That was a big one. Have you seen Video Dead?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I only
man.
know it by the cover because that was another VHS horror movie cover.
Yep.
It's very
Yep.
expensive to buy that now, actually.
Is it really?
It's one of the
I-
sought after tapes.
I think it's on Shudder. I think it's streaming on Shudder.
I'll have to check it out because
But that one spooked me out. I don't know the weight of the rest of it, but I just remember that, and it might be something I might have to revisit before our next show.
yeah, for sure.
There was that one, and then I may have mentioned this in the last episode, but La Bamba, the plane crash scene in La Bamba,
Interesting.
when Sleepwalk by Santo and Johnny is playing, and it's filmed in almost like heat vision, you know, like Wolfen style heat vision, and this little kid is on a playground tying his shoe, and he looks up and he sees the two planes coming together, and then you see the wreckage on the basketball court. So in real life, like Richie Valens saw these at school, saw these two planes crash over his school, and the wreckage fell on one of his friends and killed like his best friend.
Wow.
And you take the way it was filmed, the content of it, and Sleepwalk by Santo and Johnny, you know, on the slide guitar in the background, and that scene had a significant impact on me as a kid.
I'll definitely have to check that one.
You have another one?
No, just awful Flight of the Navigator feelings and scary trolls from an Ernest movie. It's like
I got one more,
okay, go for it.
and it's a scene, Children of the Corn.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, this was when I saw it on USA, and this was at my first house, so I must have been third grade when I saw this. The scene where it's like the first time you see the kids when they go to breakfast, when the family goes to breakfast at the diner, and you see the kids start to form, and the kid takes the razor or the knife from underneath the pinball machine,
Yeah.
and he slits the guy's throat. And it's that thing where the horror of daylight, where this is all happening in a nice diner in that kind of weird 80s sepia yellow lighting, and you see everybody's parents get their throat slit. That ruined me for a long time. Every time we went out to breakfast, I was looking for a kid with a hat, or a kid that was acting funny, so like that they were gonna show up there at the local diner and start killing all the adults. That one got me good.
You know, so would that have been on USA Up All Night?
I don't know. No, because I remember it was weird. It was at a weird time. It was like in the afternoon.
Interesting.
It might just be a misplaced memory, but I remember seeing it on the little TV in my parents' room. Or it might have even been a commercial, but I remember that part, seeing that very young, and that really got me.
You know, like Pennywise, like when they did the four, or it was like I think it might have been 4-part to the It like miniseries on TV.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was terrified of Pennywise like when I was little back then, and like every night I would like run to bed before I could see anything about it, right? And one night they showed like a clip it of Pennywise like holding balloons, like pointing and laughing, scared me right to my room. I was very upset.
You didn't need to see the whole movie with a lot of that stuff. They were very good with what they picked for trailers and what they picked for commercials. Just the right scenes that would really get you.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Since then,
The sister in Pet Cemetery.
Yep.
That scene that had a long lasting effect. Yeah, there's a lot of it. Yeah, There's the ones that still linger, man. Those are some good ones. The Clown. I just showed my kids Poltergeist for their first time,
Oh yeah,
and I think if
that's
you
rough.
ask
Yeah.
them, just the Clown, that clown doll, that really got him freaked out.
Yeah, that's a good one right there for sure.
Yeah.
So moving right along, earliest rental movie you can remember. So it's funny is I have two, and one of them was you omitted from one of yours and you brought it up, but I'm still gonna go with it.
Go ahead.
All right, you gotta have Neverending Story on a list.
Yep.
Gotta have it.
Yep.
It's like
It's just
the epitome of VHS rentals. The like the sheer pageantry of it, the scope of it, like added into the like mysticism, I guess, of VHS rentals at the time, like just made it a whole nother like world.
I can't even I wouldn't be able to count how many times I watched that movie.
I mean, this could really fit in the most categories too, because you could talk about Artax and the Swamps of Sadness. You could talk about like what like Grimlar, whatever the wolf's name is. It's a weird name.
That was gonna go on my list also of nightmare inducing. Like I did have one of those dreams that sticks with you from when you were a kid. That was like what was recurring to me, which was also scary. Was having to do with that wolf.
Yeah. Yep. The
And
wolf.
just that he was stationary. That he just there was something just sick about that scene
Yeah.
in the ruins, just standing there.
Yeah.
And even his death with the
Shard.
Yeah. The that was definitely an early one, but the earliest there's the two earliest ones for me. One doesn't count because it's not an actual film, but this is messed up. And I was probably it was the old house again, so I must have been about 5. But I remember the first time I saw a VHS go into a VCR was a clip of the Zapruder film that my father was showing during a family gathering. I get the context of it now. Why would you be showing the Zapruder film, President Kennedy being assassinated, at a family gathering? But that generation probably had never seen it, have had the ability to control the viewing of it.
Right. Exactly.
It's only been on TV. Now, this was the first, this was like, oh my God, we have the assassination of President Kennedy in our hand. Remember seeing it on TV or remember the clips on the news, then you could actually, and of course they had all of a sudden everybody in my family became Secret Service agents. And like, well, you see over here and all that, but that thing had never happened before. The access to news footage that you could replay over and over again. Where he got it, I don't know. But the movie that I have that I know was definitely our first rental as a family, that my dad's like, we got a VCR. I went to the video store and the guy said, this is a great movie. Very young. And I remember it got turned off because me and my cousins were all very, very scared, was Grizzly.
Yes, Grizzly. Great cover too. Another
Absolutely great
iconic
cover.
VHS cover for sure. That old school painting of just like a massive grizzly bear that's very menacing and like yep. That's a great cover.
Its torso like in scale is about 6 feet on the cover.
Yeah.
But I remember just like the brutality of it, and they're like, nope, all right, kids, go in the other room.
It's kind of like Cujo.
Yes, yeah. But that was definitely, I almost know for a fact that was the first time that a family member came home from a VHS rental place with a tape and put that in.
So my second one is one of my dad's favorite movies that we rented all the time is Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, beautiful.
Like,
yeah.
One of the greatest. Let's see, what's the runtime on Big Trouble in Little China? I bet you it's probably 90 minutes. I can't find it. But yeah, interesting. It's not around anywhere on there. But anyway, yeah, great movie. Another great one. Talk about VH.
That's a movie that's a movie that's recent to me. So I didn't see
really?
it as a kid. That somehow slipped through my childhood, but in the past 10 years I've watched it a bunch of times, and I've really grown to love that movie. That's a great film. That's just a great, what a cool, I mean, just the, we're going to make a movie. Here's the plot. And somebody saying, sounds good. Go for it.
Yeah.
So very well done movie. Imaginative.
Well, you think about this too. You got the star of the movie, and the final fight scene shoots like the Uzi into the air, knocks himself out, and doesn't fight at all in the whole end.
Anti-hero.
Yeah,
Great.
I
That
mean,
was a great anti-hero.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. Oh,
That's a great
Kurt
movie.
Russell is one of my is probably my favorite
Yes.
actor of all time. He's
Yep.
phenomenal in it. You got like the Chinese mysticism element. You got the
The parade.
Oh,
When
the
I first
parade.
saw the parade for the first time. Holy cow.
That yeah, like what's his name? Lopan scared
Yeah,
me.
Lopan.
And that's another one that would scare me as a kid when like not the Lopan, but when he turns into like the ghost form
Yes.
Lopan at the end of
Yep.
the wedding. Freaked me out. Oh, I mean, yeah, like Jack Burton hits him with the truck in that form in the beginning.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like
Yep.
that movie is phenomenal. Like to
That's a
this
great
day.
one, man. Yep, that's one that I showed my son, and he was instantly into it. That's generational.
Oh yeah,
Just a good movie.
yeah, absolutely phenomenal movie.
Timeless.
Yep, definitely like one of the ones that we rented a lot as kids.
That's a great movie. And that one has aged well. That's a cool
Oh
movie.
yeah,
Yep.
John
You got
Carpenter.
trucks.
Yeah, like does no wrong.
Nope. And he does it all.
Yeah,
That's the cool thing. You're like we talked about last time. You're the John Carpenter of Neon Lords.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that guy just
yeah.
he had such a great vision.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I could have put John Carpenter movie in every part of this.
Sure.
He's
Sure.
he's just the maestro.
Did he do The Fog?
You know, I want to say he did. I got it all up. Let's see. I want to say he did, but like, yep, he did The Fog. But like
Yeah.
that was early in his career, and I think like, you ever watch In Search of Darkness, the 80s?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
That like, there's a third one out now. I don't know if it's out yet or it just came out, but like that talks about like John Carpenter a lot, obviously because of that. But yeah, Fog. I want to say it was early in his career, like 1980. So like, I don't think he was getting the John Carpenter that that we would know. Like, I feel like later in his career, he definitely got a stride. I don't know.
Oh yeah, sure. I like The Fog. I thought that was.
Oh
a
no,
cool
Fog's
idea.
great.
Yeah.
Fog's a good one. I'm not a huge Jamie Lee Curtis fan though. Isn't she in that?
In The Fog,
Or maybe that's not her.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while since I saw her. I just
No,
remember
it's not.
that.
It's not. It's so. Oh yeah, she is in it. I thought she
Is
was.
she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Jamie Lee Curtis fan. Hot take for all you Halloween fans out there.
Halloween maniacs. They that's a devout group.
Yeah, I am. But Tom Atkins is in it though.
Yes. Yep. He's awesome.
I love Tom Atkins.
Is he in Halloween 3? Is that the guy?
Yep. He's
Yeah,
in
love
Night
that.
of the Creeps, and he
Yeah.
answers the phone. Thrill me, like who answers the phone like that? Like,
Yeah. What time did that work? That he's like, yeah, that it worked this time. I'm gonna keep on doing it. Thrill
yeah.
me.
But the thing is, he says it every time he answers the phone.
Every time.
Night of the Creeps. That was on my list. That got cut because like
Yeah, Night of the Creeps. That is a good one.
it's phenomenal, unbelievably awesome movie. But like, everybody knows about Night of the Creeps. It's like not a secret.
Well, and speaking of creeps, I took a similar approach to the creep shows.
Yeah.
That I just thought that was just understood, but in particular as a kid, the Hitchhiker one was thanks for the ride, lady. My father would hide in a closet, and we would hear that, and you just lose it completely. Thanks for the ride, lady.
Yeah. Creep shows. Anthology movies. That's another episode we got to do.
That's a very good idea. I like that idea. There's a lot of raging the gamut from westerns to horror and everything in between. I like that idea.
Yeah, we'll touch on anthology
Yeah,
movies.
okay. We got episodes for years, buddy.
Yeah, we do. So, all right. So, what did we just do? Earliest movie.
Oh,
Oh,
this is gonna be a
what
good one.
you wanted to rent, but were never allowed.
Never
All right,
allowed.
let me hear it. What you got for your?
Porkies.
Oh,
Porkies.
yeah, y-
I
yeah,
mean, just the cover and what hot blooded kid doesn't want to rent and just the positioning, just like the arm in the leg, just a perfect cover of a movie.
it's a great movie though.
Oh, it is absolutely. I just wasn't allowed to watch it. I always wanted to watch it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There was Porky's and well, obviously, Faces of Death. You didn't even ask about that one. That's just the forbidden one.
Yeah, that's
You might as well,
yeah,
kill somebody.
yeah. Faces of Death. What that like a movie that defined a generation.
Absolutely. And to find a video store, like not every video store had them. You had to go to a particular video store. And since I've been hanging out with you and we've been talking and thinking more about video stores, I'm recognizing a caste system or hierarchy of video stores that I remember now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you had your nice old fashioned mom and pop that, probably took a second mortgage on their house and said, I got a great business deal for you. Let's start a video shop. And they did it they did a nice one. And then very quickly, you got your cheap video stores. And those are the ones I really love. The wood paneling, the dark one. And there was only one video store in town when we had about 8, it seemed at one point. It's called QH Video. And that was, everybody knew that was the place that had not only Faces of Death,
Traces.
but Traces of Death,
Yeah.
which from my recollection was even worse because there was nothing faked in that one.
So, yeah. So, Faces 1 is all real.
Not the monkey though.
No.
The monkey was done on a from what I had read, they didn't actually kill the monkey. That was done on a soundstage.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the things to not put, Cannibal Holocaust is every animal death in that movie is real. There's
I watched that last week. That was tough to get through.
yeah, it's surprisingly like hard to watch.
Yep.
That was on my list. I have a limited edition numbered copy of Cannibal Holocaust.
I mean, you have to, man. Yeah, that's just
It's like 20,000 made, and it's like one of 20,000.
just that's one of those things where you just think to yourself, they did it. They did it. Imagine the process, the pitching, the getting the actors and like I don't know. I was thinking about like when they breaked for lunch. What did they have for lunch? Like weird stuff like that. Like they're in the middle of this horribly gory, almost like semi snuff film.
Mhm.
It is a snuff film for animals if animals are watching, but
Yeah.
I don't know. You just want to take a shower after that.
Yeah, totally. Like, and then the thing is, I mean, like the director got like they thought he murdered all the people in it. It was,
Yeah.
like, that was like super famous.
That's
Wild.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And he had to like literally bring them to the courtroom to show them that they were alive still.
Did he really?
Hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Un-
Incredible.
Yeah.
The woman on the pole, I'll never recover from that.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Classic. Never allowed for you.
Carnosaur.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's a rated R. Like
Yeah,
reptile. Like I mean it was in the height of Jurassic Park, and
absolutely.
talk about
It's got a dinosaur. Let's rent it.
Yep, exactly. But do not rent it as a child. It's not for you. But it's like talk about another VHS classic cover.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
the Carnosaurs are definitely like oh, it's a New Horizons too. But yeah, definitely like staples in any horror
Yeah.
section.
They struck while it was hot and everybody bought it up.
Yep. Definitely was not allowed to rent that one as a kid.
Yes, definitely.
You know, it's funny. I got this in the mail today. You ever see Gate 2?
Oh no, man, that's on my list. Gate one was actually on here. I was thinking it for a couple of sections, but no, I have not seen Gate two. What is that about?
I've never seen it. I didn't know it
You haven't
existed.
seen it either?
Nope.
I didn't either. I just recently heard knew that I read about it somewhere. Gate two.
Yep, I didn't know it existed, and then in my like VHS circles on Facebook, there's like people that are obsessed with it. They like buy all the promotional stuff for it and like have all these copies, and I'm like, I had no idea they even made a
No
sequel.
idea.
Nope.
I'm a huge Gate fan.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the one I just showed to my kids recently too. Some classic scenes there. The death of the dog and it coming back.
Mm.
What I didn't remember that I saw, which I should have remembered because it scared the heck out of my kids, was the zombie in the closet.
Yeah.
That was a great
Well,
scene.
I mean, like even like the neighbor kid's dead mom, like comes
yeah,
back.
yeah. That poor kid, man.
Yeah.
He had a sweet vest. I love that vest.
He's in the second one.
Is he?
Yeah. So do you ever watch Brandon's Cult movie reviews?
No, I'm not
You
familiar
should.
with that.
It's a good show. It's just this like Canadian dude who like just is very cynical about like movies. It just makes fun of them and like does like a voiceover and kind of like gives a synopsis. He does Gate 2. That's like kind of where I saw it.
All right, I got to check this out.
Brandon's Cult.
Gate two.
Yeah, Brandon's Cult movie reviews. Cult movie. He's
Let's
really good.
watch it. Let's watch it and have a discussion about it soon.
Yeah, I think it's on Shutter. If we talk about
Okay.
it again, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure Gate 2 is on there.
All right.
So that leaves us with our last one. We're running a little over time. So one rental. What's up?
This is great. I
Okay.
love this.
So you're good on the time then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear him running around, so I don't got to put him to bed yet.
Okay, all
But only person that ever rented the movie, most likely.
right. All right, what's your pick?
Shazam with Sinbad.
Yeah, right.
I actually saw it.
All right.
I have a copy.
Do you?
No. Mine was, this is a weird one, and I had to go back in time and I'd asked my sisters about this to get to the bottom of it. But it is a film. This is a two-parter. There's a film called The Great Land of Small,
Okay.
starring Michael J. Anderson, the man from another place in Twin Peaks, the little person.
Right.
I'm gonna have to go back to this one because even I have forgotten most of it, except for one scene where he's riding a tricycle around, which was strange. But The Great Land of Small.
Interesting. I'm looking at it right now. That is weird.
Yeah, that was a strange one, and I don't know if I'm the only one. I haven't really. It's never even come up in conversation to. Wow, Great Land of Small has some really strange covers.
Yeah, it does. It really does. There's some good ones.
The other one is a series, was Fairy Tale Theater, hosted by Shelley Duvall.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's one that was in the house a lot. Those are weird too. Those were like, some of them were kind of dark.
Yeah,
But
so
they had some they had some big names in it.
Is that the one that had like the Mark Twain, and then they like talk like the kids talk to Satan?
Oh, I don't know about that. These were what I remember. They were more like grim fairy tales.
I know.
Um,
And then there's the Jim Henson one too.
what is that one?
The Jim Henson fairy tales. Let me look it up. It's on. I just saw it on something to watch. I want to say it's on Disney Plus.
Jim Henson Fairy Tales.
I don't know if it's.
Oh, the storyteller.
Oh yeah, storyteller, right? Jim Henson's. Yeah, Jim Henson's the
Yeah.
storyteller. Yeah, that's another.
Yes. I remember the dog.
Yep. The dog's the Muppet.
All right, that you just opened the door to something I forgot.
Yeah.
Fairy Tale Theater was hosted by Shelley Duvall. Hi, I'm Shelley Duvall, and it was once again that weird kind of '80s film over everything, that yellowish. But I think Jack Nicholson even played a character or something like that. They had big names, all make-upped up.
So
but what's the one with Satan in
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain?
So well, Fairy Tale Theater has that Zoobly Zoo look too.
Yes, it does. Very, very, very great analogy there. Yes, very good connection.
Yeah, Zoobly Zoo used to scare the crap out of me as a child.
Yeah, that was a with
And
Ben Vereen.
yeah, Ben Vereen is the mayor. Yeah, it has that '80s sheen to it.
Yes, it does.
So let's see. So it's like claymation. I want to say Adventures of Mark Twain.
Adventures of Mark Twain.
Yep, this
I'm
is
looking
it.
this up.
This is it.
Man, if you saw my search history, doing the research on this, like trying to piece together fragments of my memory and trying to figure out a movie, Adventure of Mark Twain.
Yep. So it's the
It's,
mysterious stranger section that they like.
oh my god, dude. Yes.
Yeah, that's some wild stuff right there.
Oh man. Oh, anybody watching, look that up. That is great. Yeah, man. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, that one's nutty. That gets nutty.
There's so many that just we're lost to time, and sometimes late at night I'll put on some of the religious channels, like deep in the 300-400s, and you'll see similar kind of stuff. You can catch like weird puppets still, and some of that 80s sheen still lives on in some of those weird religious kid shows.
That's another subgenre of VHS collecting, is the weird religious VHSs.
What a robust hobby. And there's it's never, I mean, it's almost never ending, because I follow some people that collect exercise videos, or corporate training. That's something I want to, corporate training videos.
Yeah, do you ever watch any?
Yeah, of course. Look at me. Of course. Like, you know who you're talking to?
Like,
have I watched corporate training videos over and over again?
What do you think of the Wendy's ones?
That's the one that was my gateway. That was my gateway drug to corporate training videos. It's amazing that you said that. I was going to say, it starts with Wendy's.
Always. Hot drinks.
And then Tim and Eric just nailed, like, they just nailed it. Like I think more than anything, when I started to watch Tim and Eric, what really spoke to me about that is they understand VHS.
They do. Like, that's huge. Tim and Eric, yeah, I have like all of the awesome shows. I got Tom Goes to the Mayor. I got them all like on DVD. They're like a huge inspiration to everything, for sure, because
yeah, absolutely, man. When that first came out, and you had to wait, I had to wait. I remember we had just had Elvis. He was an infant, literally in bed with a tiny guy. So we were up at 1 o'clock anyways, because you had to wait to watch it at 1 o'clock on Adult Swim. And when that first came on, it's like, oh man, it was one of those situations where, like, there are others like us out there. Yep. Christ, that was 11 years. That's a decade ago. Can you believe that?
I don't want to think about that.
I know, but that's when I got to figure out, and you're doing a good job on your promo videos for this, getting that sheen, that decomp.
Yeah, I don't want to divulge all my secrets on air, but yeah, there's a
but we got to talk.
Yeah, there's a secret.
I've been working on a recipe myself. We'll talk off air this week about that, but I've been working on some stuff too, so we got to do some trade secrets on that.
Hell yeah. So I never got to tell my I was a little older when I got this one, but I'm pretty sure no one rented it. Was Redneck Zombies. I'm sure you
my dude.
I'm sure you see
my dude. So is this the same film? Is this the one where they smoke the tainted dope?
Yes.
I want to give you a hug. I want to reach through.
It's the toxic waste for moonshine.
You're blowing my mind. I'm freaking out. Like, so I hate to ruin your last entry, but there was one other person that watched it, and it was me.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it. Like, It's
I saw it on Commander USA's Groovy Movies.
oh, I believe it. I believe it.
And I think it was called, I don't know, is there another name to it? Is it the same as Toxic Zombies? I've seen both, but I remember both of them freaked me out.
Let me look it up.
It's when the government sprays the weed and they all go crazy.
I thought this one was with moonshine and toxic waste. A barrel of radioactive waste is lost in the woods. Some demented rednecks. Yeah, they use it for a still, and they make.
Yes, I did see this. I did see this one too. The one about the dope smokers was Commander USA, but I did see Redneck Zombies.
Yeah, what's the weed one? That does.
Toxic Zombies.
I'll look that up too. I felt like I know we just talked about the next episode.
Yeah.
But I had to like Toxic Zombies 1980. Marijuana growers deep in the woods are hit with a new toxic herbicide and they turn into mindless cannibals, killing everyone they come in contact with. Yep, you were right.
So next episode.
Yep, next episode's gonna be all zombies. Bring your 5.
All zombies.
Well, maybe not. Bring whatever you want. However many zombie movies you want to bring. Your number 1 at the end. We're gonna duke it out for the best zombie movie of all time.
Mano y Mano, the Zombie Rodeo.
Yep.
Live with the Neon Lord.
The Zombie Royale.
Oh man, this is such a man. I needed this. Thank you so much. This was a great time. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good. Have you ever seen Deadly Games?
Dial Code Santa Claus?
Yes. This was another Vinegar Syndrome. You got to see this movie. This came out a year before Home Alone, and essentially this kid goes on an early form of the internet. Deadly.
Oh my God.
And then he talks to who he thinks is Santa Claus, but it's this deranged homeless guy who pinpoints the kid's house, infiltrates the mansion. The kid lives in a mansion. Infiltrates the mansion, disguises Santa Claus to rob him or kill him. They don't really say. It's a French movie, and the kid builds traps and terrorizes the guy through the whole movie. But
I gotta check this out, my dude.
You gotta watch it. This was I was an honorable mention, but I'm new to the Deadly Games as well. I'm new to it this year, but I got it right before. It's on Shudder actually. That's where I first saw it.
All right, good. Deadly Games. That's gonna be on the Blizzard watch list.
Yes,
I got Deadly Games. I can't find New York Ninja streaming.
I could see that. I bet you. I think Vinegar Syndrome has a lock on it. I think they have the rights. I think they're the ones that actually put it out and everything.
So some new learning for me tonight was Catch 22 zine.
Yep, definitely check it out.
Creatures, Caverns, and Crafting.
Yep.
And then definitely Deadly Games.
Yep. It's
Dial Code Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. It's got that weird. It's got a dreamlikeness to it, to where there's a fog machine kind of going, and it's hazy.
Oh.
The movie's hazy as hell. Just the atmosphere of it is wild for being this Home Alone. Well, I mean, Home Alone ripped it off 100%.
Wow. Okay, man. Yeah, you lit a fire here. I got to check that out.
Yeah, and then that's the Vinegar Syndrome release. But yeah, I watched it on Shudder before I bought it, but I had to have a copy of it because it's just wait. If you do, if you take anything out of this conversation, that's the thing to take. Deadly Games.
That's a bold statement, man. Because we got into some heavy stuff.
I'll take the Pepsi challenge on Deadly Games.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, and thanks to anybody who was talking with us and checking us out.
Yeah, we had a good interaction with the chat again. Same like last time. Everyone talking about their favorite movies and stuff, so it was good.
Thanks to all the people who picked up WHPA after the last episode.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. And every time you buy an HPA, I'm sounding like an infomercial, but every time you buy a WHPA, that money goes to then making the monthly mailings to keep that going, to pay for the postage and for the little accoutrements that we come up with. And sounds like Neon Lord and I are going to do a collaboration on an upcoming WHPA monthly mailing.
Yep. It's gonna
And
be awesome.
if you know us by now, you'll probably
Yeah.
get an inkling as to what that'll be focused on. I
Yeah.
think we kind of wear our passions on our sleeve.
Yeah, totally. It's obvious, I think, at this point. If you watch both episodes, it's like 85% of what we talked about.
Yeah. So we got some big plans for everybody in Fairhaven. And dude, we got to run a Neon Lords. I want to know your world. I want to know the world that we operate in.
Yeah.
I understand the obviously, I mean, we're living this. This is our passion. But I want to know how that translates into a game world. How do we live in that world?
Yeah, let's whenever you're ready to run it, we'll play in it. I'll run you through it.
Run a game.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
we'll get a good
absolutely.
crew. All
Yeah.
right, you bring some of your guys, I'll bring some of my friends, and we'll get some meatballs, some raviolis, some orange soda, and we'll get to town.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, my man. I'll talk to you this week.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Yep. Thank you for hanging out for another Ravioli for Randy. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Make sure you check out Joey's other games, Ninja City and Darkest Dice, and WHPA Fairhaven over on Instagram. What's your Instagram? Just Get Haunted Industries.
Yeah, get underscore
Yeah,
haunted
get
underscore industries.
Yep.
Yep.
Check out Joey and everything he does. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a all zombie royale. So you know the promos are going to be awesome for that one.
Oh yes.
So, all right, we'll see you guys on the flip side.